Hello, my crafty friends. Today I am sharing two Slimline cards, and these are my first paper pumpkin alternates using the March 2021 paper pumpkin kit called Here's to You. Again, it's an awesome kit. I'm so excited about it. So let's do a walkthrough of my card. Here is the first card. I knew I wanted to do a Dutch door Slimline. A Dutch door card is shorter on the front and taller on the back. And that was my plan, but in the end I had to change it up a little bit. So I guess it's still technically a Dutch door card, but I will do the one I originally thought of when I do my next batch of alternates. These ones took a while, and rather than wait till I finish the kit, I thought I would share these two now. The kit comes with enough supplies to make 8 cards, 4 of 2 different designs. And this is one of the designs. It is printed on this kind of a peachy card base. So it is white on the inside and this peach color on the outside. And the first thing I did was cut it in half and save that peach portion to use on another project. In fact, I ended up using it on this card. And then I cut this away from, it's kind of in the center of the panel, and I kept all the fall away peach bits as well, because until I'm finished working with the kit and all the other supplies are used up, I'm never sure what I might need. Sometimes you just need a little bit of that peach color to tie everything together. So I keep a little clear envelope in my paper pumpkin kits with all of the scraps until my cards are finished. I don't plan my cards out ahead of time. I wouldn't have had so many troubles with this one if I did, but that's how I roll. So this laser cut, it's so beautiful. There's, I think, 8 of them in the kit, and I added them to this panel and stamped the bird. So the bird stamp, the Here's to You, they come included in the kit, and I popped this up with the mini dimensionals that came included, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I know I will have to do another one just like it because I love the dimension. We live in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, so this is like home to me. Matted it on white. That's when I decided I was going to do a Dutch door card. So I took my pretty peacock cardstock and I used the Divinity Designs Slimline die, which cuts a almost 4 by 9 inch card base. And while you don't need a die to make Slimline cards, I am lucky enough to be a guest designer for Divinity Designs for the March through May term. And they sent me the Slimline die base to use, and so I'm using it and I'm quite enjoying it. It's not a size that I normally make. Normally my Slimline cards are 3.5 by 8.5, so this one is larger, and it's just kind of fun to play with a different size, and I know my edges are always straight, the score lines are there, and it embosses the edges as well. So I used the Divinity Designs Slimline card base for my card, and then I opened it up. I just cut down the fold line here and then across to the front there. And I kept that piece to use. I put it in the little plastic container with all the other peach bits, and I kept that to use on another card. Then I went hunting for pattern paper. And I liked this plaid. This is an older plaid by Lawn Fawn. And so I used that. I used the Divinity Designs Slimline rectangles. And again, you get that embossed edge. And I used that for actually all of these layers here. So I die cut the plaid and I adhered it in so I could kind of get a feel for what I was working with, and that's where the Dutch door idea kind of fell apart on me because I didn't like mounting this further down where it should be if you were doing a Dutch door card. I really liked the even border of plaid around it, so I shimmied it up. So I matted it on another piece of the pretty peacock and extended it about this long so that I could have something to anchor it to the Dutch door part. And that's why I added this panel inside as well, because I didn't want this to be flimsy, and this gave it lots of stability. And with the embossed edge, it's kind of a nice detail. I used the Divinity Designs Slimline rectangle again, die cut a partial sheet here, embossed the edges, and then adhered that. So this piece is sandwiched between the card front here and this piece of patterned paper. And then I was left with all this area to decorate, which I wouldn't have had if I had done the true Dutch door and moved this down further. The pine branches, I love the soft flowy look of them. I picked them up from Stampin' Up! A couple of months ago. I can't remember if it was a sale or why, but they had been on my wish list for a long time. It is essentially a Christmas stamp set, but I love mountains and pines and trees and leaves, so of course I had to add that, and I pulled that out and added that here. These are the tasteful labels, and for this one I just popped it up with foam tape right in the center and adhered these ones down flat, so there's a little bit of curve and lift, and I liked that. Inside, another one of the peaceful boughs. I added one here just for fun. The Here's to You paper pumpkin kit this month came with a free gift, or 2 free gifts actually. It was a set of 4 stencils and a stamping sponge. So I used the stencils here for the mountains and the clouds. This tree stamp comes in the kit. Celebrate here is from Birthday Greetings by Studio Katia. The birds are the same ones here. They come in the Paper Pumpkin kit. And this birthday sentiment is from Another Year Older by Tailored Expressions. So I did all of that, added it on, added my bows, and it still felt like I needed something. Now, had I planned it out a little better, I would have wrapped the twine around here and tied it in a knot or a bow, but have it wrapped around. I would have liked that, but I didn't want to put it across this. So I should have done that before I adhered this panel down. But those are little details that whoever I send the card to is not going to look at that and go, gee, I wish you'd wrapped the twine around here instead of putting it in a knot. But hey, the twine came in the kit as well. And here you can see I used more of the stencils for the cloud. I stamped the bird. And this is the negative image from where I punched out the laser cut trees. I kept it to use as a stencil. So this is a number 10 business envelope and my card fits in it for mailing. I can't tell by feeling it if it would go for a single stamp. I think it might require 1 extra stamp because of all of the cardstock layers. It's heavy, but I can weigh it before I pop it in the mail. I like having masculine birthday cards on hand. So that is my first card, and I will do the proper Dutch door. That will be coming in another video. And then since I had the stencils out on this card, I thought I would try doing a scene, and I really liked it. So it came with the sunburst and the mountains and the clouds, and then there's stars. I don't think I've used the stars yet. So once again, I used the Divinity Designs Slimline card base and embossed the edges. The Thinking of You is from the Just Because stamp set by Gina K. And the tree is from the In the Pines bundle. I got them both at the same time. That's why I think there might have been a sale. But at any rate, I got those. And again, it's another Christmas set. But because I love trees and leaves and nature, it was a set I had to have. I loved all the layering possibilities you could do with it. So this one is actually 2 layers. It is the kind of a shadow layer and then the detail layer. And I just adhered them together and popped it up with foam tape. The cloud strips and this green one come in the kit, and they're meant to be staggered above and below this with a happy birthday sentiment, I think is what the instructions said. This time I did wrap the twine around the panel before I adhered it down. This peach is the back side of the A2 card that I cut this from. Another one of the peach strips here, and I added dots from the In the Pines bundle. And this pattern here is actually an envelope liner, and it was very cool this month. A lot of customers cut apart the paper pumpkin envelopes because they're usually lined, and they use the patterned paper as patterned paper rather than as a lined envelope. I tend to do the opposite. I don't make a lot of A2 cards, but when they have a lovely liner in them, then I think they make a nice set, or they make just kind of elevate a card when you're sending it to someone. So this one, the liners are separate. You can use them or not. And since I won't use the craft envelopes that came in the kit with these 2 cards, I felt fine cutting up one of the envelope liners here. And inside I did a pop-up. I will list a video below as to how to do this simple box pop-up. I use it a lot. It works perfectly in a slimline card or a mini slimline card, even at the 3.5 inch width. More of the stenciling. The stamps came in the kit. The Smile Often stamp here is from Impression Obsession. I stamped it on white cardstock with green at the top, blue at the bottom, and then used a blending brush to kind of blend the colors in the center. And then after I cleaned my dot stamp, I added some of the coral here to tie in the peach that's on the front, and then cut it out with a mini stitched oval, which is by MFT Stamps. So this is a card that I can send out for happy mail or just to let someone know I'm thinking of them. And this one I did stamping on the envelope rather than the stenciling. So it is also a number 10 business envelope. That's my first 2 alternate cards using the Here's to You March 2021 Paper Pumpkin Kit. I am going to have so much fun making this kit. I enjoy doing masculine cards. I'm not sure if I will end up doing all of them masculine, but it's always good to have a couple of masculine birthday cards in your stash, so that's what I plan on doing next. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. And that's it for me today.